And this is what I'm talking about. Jeff found what works for him. Don't take our show or don't take anybody's YouTube video literal. Don't let anybody tell you what you need. You know what I'm saying? Find what works for you and set it the way you like. You know, there is no right way or wrong. There's certain things, right? I'm going to tell you, get an 80-20 rig. If you don't, you're going to hate life. I promise. It's going to be difficult. But a steering wheel or a screen or Hello and welcome to the Chicane Podcast, where we discuss all things in the sim racing world. I'm your host, Jason Rivera, and I'm joined here by Mr. Eric Kelly and Jeff Smart once again. How's it going, fellas? How you doing?
Going good, man. Going good.
That's going good, man. Hey, I feel like I'm with you, but I had a long day too, but I'm ready to get into it. I'm ready to talk some sim racing. I'm ready to talk some racing. Let's go.
Yes, 33 episodes, and I haven't failed once, but today, every dog has its day. So I just let you know. I mean, I'm not perfect, and this show is what? What is this show, fellas? It's straight.
No chaser.
Straight no chaser.
We don't do retakes on the Chicane Podcast. This is all one take.
One go.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, guys. Awesome. Very excited for this episode. We are mid-December, and the iRacing update is dropped. I have some news on the Asher wheel, and this is going to be really short because I'm still in the middle of it. After about 30 emails and some nasty grams, I finally got Murray Motorsport to send me a shipping label, and that wheel is shipped off, and it should get there tomorrow. Right now, it's sitting in Germany, and I don't know what time it is in Germany right now, but it's probably like super early morning, and it has to make its way to Dublin. So at least it's in the EU, and it cleared customs. So now I'm just waiting on a replacement, and that's where I'm at with the Asher wheel situation. Not happy, but at the same time, at least things are in motion. So I have high hopes for a resolution. Last episode, I was really pissed off. So you heard the cries, if you may, on the podcast.
Yo, Jason.
Yeah.
So
What's
just
up?
like looking forward for the next couple of days, is Murray Motorsports planning to, as soon as they receive it, it's they're putting a new one in the mail, or what are we looking like here? Have you talked to them about it?
So yeah, they said that they're waiting for customs to clear it. I guess not on our side, customs on their side. And the reason that they gave me is we can't send the replacement out because when they send this new wheel out, the reason for them sending that wheel is due to a warranty claim. But if there's no record of a warranty claim being received by them, then they'll get charged the customs, whatever charge that they get charged over there.
Yeah, no, I was just been like, when it gets delivered today, Friday in Germany, right?
Right away. They'll send it right away.
And then they send the next one back later today, hopefully, or tomorrow or Monday? Or they have to do something with Asher?
No, Asher already agreed to...
okay, so it should be a quick swap.
Yeah.
Murray receives it, couple do whatever, and then they send theirs back out.
The emails between myself, Asher, and Murray got cut off. After a while, it just went to straight me and Murray. They said, hey, they agreed. We're going to send it back to them. But that's kind of like, I have no interaction with that anymore. It's kind of like now it's just direct with the dealer, which is kind of preferred in a way, because I'm still not happy with the customer service from Asher. So having to deal with the dealer, which the dealer was the one that shipped me the wheel in the first place, it's a little better because now there's no third party, if you may. That third party already agreed to accept the wheel, so we cut them out of it. And now it's just like, hey, man, when we get that wheel and it clears customs, we're going to send you a new one. And that old wheel, we'll figure it out, basically. They'll send it back to Asher, and Asher will do whatever they need to do and send them a replacement. But I don't have to wait for all that mumbo jumbo, if you know what I mean. So I
Yeah,
have
Okay.
high hopes for Wheel, man.
that's
There's
good
a
on
lot of
Murray.
news. Yeah, man. There's a lot of news on the internet right now. Constantino's just had a live stream the other day, and he has plans to further increase the functionality of the wheel. So I really want to love this wheel. So I'm giving it a second chance. If it comes in, and
Oh
I'm
my
not even
goodness,
putting a quick release on this wheel. That's where I messed
bro.
up. I customized the wheel, I changed the buttons, I put everything together, got everything how I wanted it, plugged it in, didn't work. So when this wheel comes in, I'm literally opening the box. I'm
Look,
keeping the wheel in the plastic and I'm plugging it in and I'm taking a video of it. And if it doesn't work, I
look.
just that's it.
If
Hey,
this wheel
Solepec's got
don't
one
work,
waiting for you if that one
I
don't
know,
work.
right?
man, I'm gonna see the smoke all the way from Hawaii. If this wheel don't work, I know it.
This wheel don't
But
work, I'm gonna lose my shit, bro.
yeah.
Straight up.
But I did just kind of want to follow up. So outside of this issue, just from what you saw initially, like the build quality, like what are you how do you feel about the wheel from what you were able to surmise outside of it not powering on as far as quality wise?
So everything else about the wheel was amazing. It met my expectation.
Mm.
It met the price. Like
Okay.
you put the wheel in your hand, you feel the buttons, you see how the wheel engages and how it feels in your hands. All of that stuff is there. The shifters,
Okay.
the buttons, the dials, the rotaries, you know,
Okay.
it's everything I wanted in a wheel, right? And it's
Hmm.
because, and I've always said this, guys, on the show, having a DDU in front of the screen is not for everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the ideal thing. Having a DDU in front of the wheel is the ideal thing to do if you're just a track racer. But in a truck, let's say I'm driving a truck or flight sim that I'm a fan of too. I like flight sim.
Yeah.
Not having a DDU that can quickly disconnect, which is what we're missing in this ecosystem is, and I know Sim Magic is working on that. They're working on a magnetic DDU, but then you have to have their base or I don't know how it's going to work out, but
Yeah.
I decided to mount my DDU off to the side. And now because it's off to the side, now I want wheels to have screens on them again because
Yeah.
it's the quickest thing. It's not the most ideal thing, but it's the quickest thing to have a glance. And I found ways to run two lovely dashboards at the same time and have the left side be a track map and also look at relatives, and then the main screen be just the two quadrants, the two MFMs, if you may. Um, and that's
Okay.
it. That's why it's mounted this way. And I really love the Sim Dash 6.8 that I bought. Really high quality. I still recommend the DDU, but um, it depends what's important to you, essentially. Like, Jeff has a Solepec. It's got a 5-inch screen. It is
Yeah.
the perfect. That is the probably the sexiest F1 wheel I've ever seen. Other than
Oh yeah. It looks good.
the Bavarian Simtech is a really close second here, and I
Mm.
know it does way more, but it probably costs a lot more too. So you have to factor that stuff in. What's more important to you? I
Yeah.
drive F1 cars. I drive Formula, but I'm mainly a GT person. So I want my GT wheel to be the king. You know what I mean? I have a Sim Magic
Yeah.
wheel, it works, but I want that step up. You know what I mean? I want to have that high end wheel that I can use, with all
Yeah. That
the
makes sense. Okay. So essentially it's their fight to lose at this point. They got a good product, but they just got to get the fit and finish right. I was
yes.
curious about
And
that.
everything else about the wheel, the wire, the box, the wheel doesn't use stickers. So I was excited to show that off. It uses
Mm.
actual buttons that you put in. There is no
Oh, that's
sticker.
cool.
So there's no
Huh.
bleed through. It's just that the screen didn't come on.
Mm.
So I need
Man.
to I need for the screen to be on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially paying that. I need for all
Yeah.
the buttons to work, first of all.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, that's a quick update. And thanks for asking that question, Eric, because I didn't think I was clear on that. It's not like I hate the wheel or hated it out the box. I actually loved it. I
Yeah.
picked it up and I was like, this is exactly what I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be. But then I
Yeah.
plugged it in, it didn't work. That's something very separate, you know. But if I didn't like it, I would have straight returned this. You know, I'd have been like, see
Yeah.
ya, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's
giving
why
it
I
a
kind of
second
asked.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for you because I know it'll be on the first thing smoking if it don't if it don't cut the mustard. So
I mean,
yeah.
you know how it is, man. You spend a lot of money on something, you're gonna
Hmm.
expect to see the money.
Yeah.
Where did I spend this money?
Yeah, you're being pretty
Exactly.
patient, buddy, for how much you spent, and
I'm
Yeah.
being patient.
we're measuring in weeks at this point until you get a wheel that works.
Yeah, I know. It's been late November, and we're mid-December. So
Man. Yeah.
patience
I,
is a virtue.
It sure
So,
is.
I
Yeah.
think it'll pay off. I think
Hope
when you
so.
plug it up and it lights up.
and then
I,
I'm trying to be neutral and not negative. I'm trying to be really neutral about it because I know many people purchase this wheel and they love it. You know,
yeah.
Mike the Sim Racing then reviewed it and had nothing but great things to say about it. I'm pretty sure he would have told us, "Hey, I plugged this thing in, it didn't work." You know,
Yeah.
Constantino's
Definitely.
is an Asher Racing partner. I don't think he would put his name on something that he would didn't trust or didn't like. So
Yeah.
that's
I agree.
that's
We could just chalk it up to bad luck here. When the next one comes, hopefully it works, and just dumb luck of getting the runt of the litter, if you will.
yeah.
Yeah.
And to recap this off, right? Um, it's one thing that the wheel didn't work, but then the way they
Yeah.
told me to fix it myself,
Yeah. That was
that
nuts.
that that needs to be worked on, and I gave them plenty of feedback. Are they going to listen? Who knows? But
Yeah. I hope
you'll
so.
definitely know on the next episode where we're at with that. So that's going to be my portion of announcements. Over to Eric. Thanks for asking
Okay.
the questions, though. Appreciate it, my man.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. So for me, as far as announcements go, nothing major. I love to say I got some new kit or something like that, but yeah, man, there's nothing new on the horizon for me right now. It's Christmas time, so trying to trying to be a good boy.
Eric, you're being a little too hard on yourself, man. You just purchased a brand new PC and a rig. Come
Yeah,
on,
that
man.
exactly. That's why I'm trying to be good now. Trying
What
to trying to get through the holidays, get everybody else, situated.
about that butt kicker, bro?
Man, my time is coming.
It's
Wouldn't we
Yeah,
just say patience is a virtue?
I know
yeah, yeah. Look,
he
my time is
just
coming.
there
I got it. Look, I one click, Amazon will be burning up my doorstep.
you go, man. Nah, when it's that time, it's that time, bro. When it's that
Yeah.
time, it's that time. What about you, Jeff? What's going on with you, brother?
No, man, we're just I think this is well, we got week 14 going on in iRacing, so I'm not a big fan of week 14. I think I've advertised that in the group chat. Um, but dude, honestly, like I got in the I've been spending time in that SF23 formula car and just jumping into the Circuit of America. And dude, I don't know what is just about that track. It's challenging. It's a and I've just been trying to do faster and faster laps, and it's just as dude, it's like reinvigorated the.
Oh
I'd
yeah.
say I think I texted you a message the other day, like at 11 or late at night. I was like, dude, this is just freaking awesome. I was like, I love this sim racing stuff. It was just yeah, it was a blast. But
Yeah, word for word. He said, I love sim racing. I was
I
like,
love this stuff. Yeah, it just was like,
Yeah.
oh man. Um, but no, nothing super new. We did do some Christmas shopping for the little dude. Wife agreed to uh got him a little go-kart
okay.
from
We all
Costco.
know, bro.
Dude,
Eric, back
so
me up.
Yeah.
This go-kart is not for his son, bro.
Oh
no,
yeah.
dude, so let me finish. Let me finish because it gets better. So I sent a message. I said it to Jason. It's like it goes like 28 miles an hour. It's electric, right?
Mhm.
So we can just drive it in our back little area where we have like guest parking and stuff, and nobody's gonna complain. So to get some cones. So the wife sent me to Costco to pick it up. And I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, they got 2 of them." And as I was driving home, I was like, "Dear Lord, please protect me from my wife when I get home." Like,
No. Wait a
bro,
minute. You bought 2 of them?
bro, somebody's gonna race
Oh
rubbing paint
my
with my
god,
boy.
bro.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
So the
I'm
best
coming
part is
over, man. If
I
you got
pulled
2
out,
of them,
I pulled in,
I'm
late
coming over, bro. I'll
late
bring the
at night,
cigars and brandy.
late at night, and I was like, "Hey, can you come out help me unload this thing? They're working heavy." And she comes around and saw 2 of them, and she's like, "I had a feeling that this was gonna happen."
Oh,
So
man.
she was like, yeah, I mean, I picked the perfect wife. I mean, she just is, she's awesome. But she was like, "I really expect this to happen." And I was like, "Yes, I survived this." Okay. I
Yeah,
lived
man.
to see another day. So
She's super
I'm
cool.
pumped. Can't wait for Christmas to come around. See the little dude in there. And hopefully he'll have a blast driving the thing. And yeah, we gotta wait like a couple week or so, week and a half or 2 weeks. So, but yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, so Jeff hits me up. He's like, dude, I gotta pick something up. I ain't got nowhere to put it. And I was like, man, listen, my garage is an absolute nightmare. And I was like, listen, take the dimensions right now. Let me know. And he's like, dude, it's like 6 feet, right? In length,
Dang.
220 pounds. I was like, what the hell is that, bro?
Damn.
So you put 400 pounds basically on that
That's a lot of
truck.
body.
Yeah, I mean it's a full size pickup truck, but they're not small boxes, right? They're fully like damn near fully assembled. But I can't
So
wait
Oh
for the
are
little
wow.
you
dude.
gonna, and before we move on, right? I just curious, because I just think I wish my dad bought me a go-kart, bro. You know what I mean? You're
There's
gonna
two
make
of
his
us.
freaking day, bro. You're gonna make his day. Are you gonna put like a bow on it, or are you gonna wrap it up?
I
Come
don't
on,
know.
Jeff. Come on,
We
bro.
we've thought about um
Doing a reveal like a cloth on it and just like revealing it. You
yeah, I don't know
know?
yet. We got a couple ideas. Whether we just leave it in the garage and he finds it later or um comes down the stairs and see it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
See, you gotta get him a helmet now, bro. And
Yeah, I
it
think
better be
I
alright,
think
bro.
my
Get
brother's
him.
got he has to take that because he had no idea what to get the dude, so he's gonna take care of that.
Tell him Mariah or Shoei, bro. That's it. 800,
Eight
thousand
hundred
dollar
dollars
helmet
for a little kid
there
helmet.
you
for
So
down the
there you go.
street. Just go down the street doing 20 miles. That's what's up, man. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to hear. I want to know his reaction. Definitely, Christmas is coming up, so it's hard on all of us. Trust me. I did some spending too, and I'm still spending because I have this
Mm.
problem that if there's more gifts under the tree for me, that's impossible. I need to have more gifts for her. So I don't know. That's just, I don't know. That's the ego speaking. But today we're gonna go over discussion portion. We're gonna go over DNR's new update that is about to air if it's not out already. Um, it is a game changer, and I just want to showcase the change log here live here on the show, and we're gonna get that going right now. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we're gonna share this one. Boom! You should be able to see that. And I won't drag on this too long, but Danny Newman Racing came on the show a few months back. And when he came on the show, he was going through a major revision and a lot of stuff was new, but now that's happening basically all over again. So I'm going to go ahead and skim through this. So stay tuned for that one. And AC Evo is also a planned execution.
Somebody put it on Google Earth, like the box.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the box,
crazy.
and then there's the track. You know, it's
Yeah.
like huge.
And,
To put
and
in
the
perspective,
Nuremberg is huge.
yeah,
Like the
and it
Nuremberg
made it
has
look like a
like
dime.
towns within it.
Dude,
Like
the,
that's
the
crazy.
Nuremberg has like 14 miles worth of road or something like
Mhm.
that. It's stupid. Like
Yeah.
something like 70 something corners. It's ridiculous. And then you have the entire town to explore. You could rent a car in
Yeah.
the game. Dude, I don't want to get my hopes up, man. This is an early release. This is what happens. We get all hyped up. And
So
then
to set expectations, they said that the open world would not be available to try until like the summer, like summer
okay,
2025.
all right. So at
So
least they're
just
open and
putting that
honest
out
about
there.
it. Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah, it's not going to
Okay.
be. It says available in early access from summer 2025. So when I saw
So
that, I kind of got my hopes right.
yeah, man, because I don't want them to focus on the open world. I
Yeah,
want you
and
to
it's a
get the
lot.
game. Yeah, I want you to get the
Yeah,
game running, get the physics, get the engine, get it all dialed in, and then you add the fluff, right? Which is the open world is the fluff.
yeah.
Because to be honest with you guys, if you guys want open world content manager, we can get you half of Europe right now. I can go
Servers on
Yeah,
anywhere.
servers. Yep. On
Servers
Discord.
with
Yeah.
people, it's got it all. Trust me. And
yeah.
that's kind of where they're getting this from, right? They're getting this
Mm-hmm.
from those
The
modders,
yeah, the modern community. That's smart.
right?
It really is.
But anyway, let me get back on topic. I know that
Mhm.
one's hard. That was hard to get away from.
Yeah.
But so this is the change log here. So I'm gonna just read through this, scroll through, and let you guys know what's coming. And you really need to check out. He just released the video on his YouTube channel showcasing the new plugin. Scripted content. So this blurb right here is basically saying that they noticed a large and DNR profiles were becoming big and they could affect performance. I asked him about this and he's like, yeah, they could. It's not really everybody, but we're trying to make them more efficient to work on, the different PCs and whatever. And it's supposed to give you a little performance boost. Button boxes, steering wheel, everything is getting reworked. True dark mode now applies to wheel button functions in all 4 TDM themes. So if you have the lovely plugin, there's red, orange, blue, which is my favorite, and purple, I believe. And now you can, instead of just turning it on and off, now you can cycle between the colors. Um, and it works on all 17 of his themes, basically, on his wheel
Yeah.
themes. So this will allow you to use a button. Excuse me, I jumped ahead. It says now when TDM is active, your active button retains the animation, but now in TDM colors. So you could just cycle through colors. Custom button functions for both steering wheels and button boxes now work on all 17 themes, not just the lovely dashboard. This is huge.
Mm.
So, for example, I'm going to give you an example. So Eric, when he first installed DNR, he's like, "Why is my button flashing red?" Remember, he asked the
Yeah.
question. I was like,
Yeah.
"No, that's an effect from his profile. It's like the flashing power button is the ignition, meaning the ignition's off, and then when you turn it on, it turns green. But then you can set buttons to do what? Like if you to do different things. So if you set a button uh, to flash your headlights, then your entire wheel flashes blue. Or if your DRS is coming up and you're in the zone, it turns yellow. And when you're in the zone, when you're approaching the zone, it's yellow. When you're in the zone, it turns green. So those are just a few
That's crazy.
examples.
Yeah.
Now it works on any theme. And what does that mean? That means that for those people like Jeff that have a Solepec, that wheel isn't supported by DNR. And it's not because he doesn't want to, it's because they need to send him a wheel. He needs to have a physical wheel to build these profiles.
Mm.
It's no longer a requirement, basically, because you can install and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I'm perceiving this is you can install his 5.0 profile, which is the telemetry profile, and you should be able to install a custom theme for any wheel and program it yourself. I may be wrong on this. I got to double check with him, but regardless, this update doesn't tie you to the lovely theme because the lovely theme was the only one that had effects. So,
That's dope.
yeah, it's amazing, man. So, let me continue here. Let's see. Custom button functions. We covered that. Accurate redline values are now baked into DNR profiles directly and not taken from SimHub. So they're building the actual profiles themselves. And they started with iRacing, and iRacing, trust me, it's 1-to-1. Even though the red match was 1-to-1 with DNR, but now the red line is also 1-to-1. Spotter function has been added to button boxes. So if you have those, you can use a spotter, which is awesome. So half the button box will flash purple if they're on your right side, radar. So you can have your wheel flash purple and it lets you know, hey, there's a car
God
next to you. Yeah.
bless America. Oof.
Yeah, man. So what else? Introducing flag box themes. So now we got themes for flag boxes. Custom colors also for flag boxes. I'm going through this. Flag box dual gears. He's getting many requests for all this stuff. You can go on the website and read these changes. I'll include a link in the description. Flag box low fuel RPM theme colors. Browser are not able to utilize theme colors for their red line function. So you could change the red line. If you don't want red line to be red, you could change it to purple or blue or whatever you want. I like red. Red means dead. Red means bad. Red
Yeah.
means time to change gear. Added a new option for generic red line blinks, which I just mentioned. Individual flag customization. So you will now globally be able to disable or enable individual flags with the DNR plugin. So you can customize it further. EA Sports F1 games, which we don't care about, now support RPM telemetry. Okay, moving on. Added new functions to the custom button box functions and on both wheels and button boxes. A brand new generalized function for button boxes and steering wheels that add a latching button effect and a press button effect. So, for example, if you have a mute button, right? And when you press that mute button, you want it to turn red. And when you press it again, it'll turn green. So that's what latching means. You can do that now on any of his themes, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So
that's
if you
nice.
want, yeah, man, if you want your headlights, I don't know, if you want, let's say, your wipers to change color, you could do that. And you can set it to a latching profile. So you can have it one color for on, one color for off. Just little examples. And then there's been a bunch of changes here and fixes. I won't go through all of these, but as you can see, the amount of changes on this update is amazing.
Yeah, that's a big update.
Yes. And I told I spoke to him and I said, listen, and by no means, he did not, he's not paying the Chicane podcast to talk about his plugin or products. Just want to make sure. I just respect the fact that he continues to find ways to reward people that support him. And that's where this is coming from. It's a small price to pay to have someone do all this work at the tip of your fingers. For example, we're getting AC Evo. I don't have time to build profiles for another simulator. I want to jump in, give them a few days, and start installing away. So that's all I had today for the DNR update. Again, I may or may not be correct about some of the things because I'm just perceiving it the way it's written. And we can also clarify that if we need to, or Daniel, if you're watching. Daniel's a listener and watcher of the show.
Post a
Correct
comment.
us. Yeah, man,
Help us
correct
out.
us. Yeah. What do you call it? Save Brown Alibi. That's what Jeff calls it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So-
there we go.
Anyway, I'm just overly excited. Check out his video. He's got a 15-minute video. I'll include that in the description as well. He's showing off the new plugin and his UI, everything got redesigned. I do have actually, guys. Wait a minute. I will show off some pictures that I have on the UI that he shared with me. Let me just grab those real quick.
Yeah, to the if you haven't went and checked out Daniel Newman Racing or even just on YouTube, like check him out on YouTube. Check, there's tons of people that have demos of them. If you've never been to the site, go to the site. Just try him out. He's got a bunch of free stuff in there. You can give it and if you like it, it saves a ton of time in
Oh yeah.
Sim Hub doing it yourself because
Oh yeah.
I have had to do it myself on the Solepec. There isn't anything. Um,
Oh,
no
but
easy
wait
button.
a minute.
So,
You didn't do a bad job, which we're about to
yeah,
see.
we'll get
Yeah.
there.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get there on
Not
the
at all.
show. Not
Yeah.
at all. That I was it. Oh, let me shut up.
But
Here's
hours.
the
Hours.
pictures. So
Yep.
here I got what the plugin will look like, and very soon, basically, this is the new UI and how it looks. It has an auto update feature. You can check for updates, but it's supposed to update on its own. And then this is what I'm talking about right here. You can
Oh,
customize,
holy
dude.
cow, you're right. That's how
Yeah,
it figures out which button is which.
Mm.
yeah. So if you want rotary effect to be static or be ABS or be engine map, it's gonna change color, and then you can customize that color again.
How does that work?
I know. I need to get you on this, bro. I need to get you onto this.
That's
And
why I'm curious to see how that works with a wheel that he doesn't have because like I have to put like it's crazy how I
I
have to
gotta
build
check with
stuff.
him if it'll work or not, or if there's a way he can. I gotta check. Well, Dan, if you're listening, watching, correct us if we're wrong here, seriously. But I'm just overly excited for this. Look at this, and then you can see
Yeah.
on the wheel what button has what effects. So you got headlights and the flasher effects. So you can have it mapped to one button, like using Sim Hub Remapper. Your pit limiters
Mm.
here. What is this? Value up and down, left, right indicator, toggle button. This is just an example, you know? And then here is his button box layout. And this is
Wow.
all coming within a week, I would
Wow.
say. Within a week
Mm.
from airing this show, I think they're working really hard to push this out before Christmas. Before Christmas is the target date for this.
That'd be
And
nice.
yeah, dude. And it's a lot of work. I can see where the work's yeah, it's a lot of work. Anyways, check out Danny Newman Racing. Hopefully he comes on the show again at some point. I don't know. Anything's possible. But yeah, let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. There we go. And I'll pass this over to Eric for the next portion. That's going to be it for me. Yeah, I'll add all the information and videos. And
Yes,
it
sir.
looks like, oh, here we go. First of all, guys,
Yeah.
we're not an iRacing podcast, please. I've seen a lot of comments there before, even though we're fans. You know what I'm saying?
I drove
Yeah,
more
man.
AMS2 this week than iRacing for the record.
Yeah. I tried some new Sims too. So
I
But
mean,
just,
without further ado,
but
even
it's
though
Eric, tell us
yeah,
about season 1 iRacing.
yeah, I was gonna say there are definitely other Sims other than iRacing, and you can if you are racing those Sims, Automobilista 2, a lot of them are getting updates. I think really in anticipation for AC Evo. To be honest, I think everybody's kind of polishing up whatever they got going in anticipation of that dropping. And iRacing is no different. But iRacing is very important in the sim racing community. But like Jason says, we're not like a, you know, iRacing only or, prefer iRacing over anything else. It's just, it's one of the sims and is happens to have gotten an update that's pretty big. And I just want to go over that kind of lightly. Um, so there were some new cars added, new tracks added. Specifically, the BMW M2 probably is one of the more interesting ads because it's free and it has has a unique feature with a auto traction control feature on it. But it comes with a nice little livery on it, and it's a nice a nice little car to drive,
Yeah, to
and
deal
when
with
you
like
learn to drive it,
45 text messages between you guys talking about this damn car
I know.
this week.
yeah. Hey, look, it makes a man out of you, man. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I had to run back to my Ferrari.
It makes a
I'll be
man out of you,
honest.
huh? Listen,
Look,
bro, this is the best free car that they have,
yeah,
hands down,
yeah,
hands down.
yeah, yeah. I paid for my Ferrari,
They can
but
delete all the other cars. I promise you, they can just remove them now. I mean,
yeah, it
unless you want
sounds
the
great.
formula. The sound is
Sounds
great.
great. Looks great.
Physics, yeah,
Drives great. But yeah, the M2. They also added the Ferrari 499P. And
beautiful.
then yeah,
Yeah,
then they have the Supercars Gen 3, um, which makes its debut with the Camaro and the Ford Mustang, which they sound nuts with that American muscle. Then you got some new tracks. Huset's Speedway, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a dirt oval. You got Thruxton Circuit, which is one of England's fastest circuits. New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and then the demo drive feature used to be known as test drive, but this has been rebuilt and integrates directly into the iRacing UI going forward. So that's pretty cool to know. I think one of the more the things that will affect most people will be this debris refresh,
I think I've
and this is
seen
one of
most
those
people talking
things.
about this portion too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and this is one of those things that iRacing kind of separates itself from everything else. Like I play Gran Turismo, and you get dirty tires, and it's more of a thing you just kind of know happens, right? If I run on the grass, I know when I get back on the pavement, I'm going to have a little less traction until that wears off, or if I run in the gravel or something like that. But
mm-hmm.
visually, there are no, like, if a car behind me comes up, they have no indicator to know, oh, somebody just ran off track and came back on track, and there are no impacts. This is where iRacing said, "Hold my beer." Right.
It's
So
wild,
now,
bro.
so if somebody runs off on the gravel, runs off in the grass, and they come back on track, that is an entirely new element for you to interact with as another driver. Right. It doesn't just impact them, now it impacts everybody. Depending on how bad it is, it can impact the race for several laps. It can spread for yards. It can be carried by arrow. The wind of different cars can pick up debris and spread it across the track. So it just adds another element that is realistic. But I think, I don't know if anybody really even thought to add something
I
for
think a lot
the
of people were
tracks.
nervous that it was going to take a hit to the frames per second and the performance wise, but I think reading a lot of the comments on social media, really, I think people were pleasantly
Mm.
surprised with the
It didn't.
lack of hit
Yeah,
to the frames per second and other performance related things with
Yeah.
the game.
which was surprising, and they
Yeah,
also updated
pleasantly
the
surprising. Yeah,
the graphics and the colors look better. But
Yeah.
now it's a how do you say this? When you talk about debris on the track, that's another thing you got to worry about now. If
Yep.
somebody went off and they came on track, where did they come on from?
Hmm.
What kind of stuff is on the road now?
Yeah.
It's not just an immersion thing. It's not just a graphical thing. If you run
Yeah.
if you run your tires on that, you're gonna lose grip. That's kind
Yeah.
of that's kind of insane. It's kind of
Yeah.
great and
Yeah.
insane at the same time.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that in real life, that's something that they just kind of automatically kind of factor in, I guess, and even thinking about, crew chief telling you where somebody went off track. Now you have to take better note of, like, okay, turn 7, somebody went off track.
that's a
I,
great point.
I
Instead
yeah,
of
I
What's
just be
need
on
like,
there?
oh,
to,
that's half of
Gravel?
track
What
away, I
is it?
better pay attention. Yeah,
Yeah.
great
yeah,
point.
yeah,
Is it
because,
sand?
you're
What's on the track?
exactly,
Or
yeah,
who else
like,
is spinning out after he rejoined the race? So the
yep,
guy rejoins, the other guy runs over that debris, he spins out of control. Oh my God. It's about to
yeah,
go down, bro.
yeah, it's probably
Jeff's about to go down, bro. Safety rating.
if I had to classify it, I would say it's probably the second biggest addition to rain on the
Oh
track,
yeah.
just as far as impacting how you drive, and
Without hitting the
basically nothing
graphics either.
matters.
Mm.
Yeah, yep. So that was cool. Um, but kind of finishing up the update, there were some netcode improvements. I can't really speak to them firsthand, but they say they did them.
That code was
And
already solid, Eric.
yeah, that's what I
So
was
if
going to say. I haven't had any problems since I've started racing. So if they improved it, I'll take their word for it.
you
Um,
iRacing is that one game that you can go bumper to bumper and not. Oh, you know what they did improve, Eric? I
mhm,
will tell you, and Jeff
mhm,
could probably attest to this. You notice when somebody's lagging and the car
mhm.
just jumps in the air?
Oh, it drives me crazy.
That's what they fixed.
Yeah. And
Oh, okay.
occasionally you get the car that's like over here, and then all of a sudden it's moving around and it doesn't even touch, and this one's like, whoop, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah, but that's not really. It wasn't really an iRacing problem. I think it was just the whoever's connected.
crummy
The
internet somewhere.
yeah,
yeah.
but now they found a way to mitigate that somehow. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's what they're talking about, Eric, about the flying cars.
Okay. So
That
there
it's
were some.
nerve wracking, bro. I'm doing 180 miles an hour on a straight, and I see this car just go like that and come back down, and go like that and come back down. Like, what the hell is going on?
Oh yeah, that's nuts. That's crazy. Oh man. So to your point, they did have some specific netcode related issues that they fixed, which is always great. Always great to see. The specular lighting upgrade, this improved the lighting, which kind of what you were mentioning earlier about the colors. I think this is a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Says it gives it a brighter, more realistic look. Then the spotter damage effects reports. When you take damage, your spotter will not inform you if it'll have a negative effect on aspects of your car's performance, which is nice to hear. When I go into a wall, they can give me detailed reports of how my car is broken. Rain Racing, the Formula V joins the 5 new cars.
That's
Oh,
a
since
big
they were
hell
from
no,
If
Rain.
there's
bro.
one car
That
that should
is
never
a
be driven in the
hell
rain,
no,
Wait,
bro.
yeah,
it feels like it's in
y'all
rain
aren't
anyways.
y'all aren't hyped about driving the Formula V in the rain? Are you
Ah,
for real?
Let's go, bro.
ah.
Let's
Hey,
go.
man.
Let's live stream this.
Yeah.
Eric.
Hey,
Let's
look.
go.
Hey, look.
Be a
If you want to live stream
slow
with people
race.
just bouncing off the walls, then we can do that. But yeah, I'll let them have their Formula V. I'll hop
Downshift
in
the
the.
V in the rain, bro, in a puddle.
Oh look,
Let's see what happens.
look. If you want to know the biggest difference between GT7 and iRacing is the impact of downshifting on your ability to drive straight in
Mm-hmm.
that V. It does not like it at all.
Don't like it.
Yep. But the last two things, AI racing, it says along with all 5 new cars and 3 new layouts, the Williams Toyota FW31 is also AI enabled. In addition, AI opponents will flash their headlights when they're looking to make a move and have seen other hosts of driving improvements. So
Cool.
that's always cool. And setups, it says over 400 new vehicle setups have been created for many of our most popular cars. So these are apparently not even all the release notes, but just kind of the highlights that the guys over at iRacing chose to highlight. But always great to see, just people kind of improving things that people are passionate about in these sims.
Well,
But
in my opinion, they have to do this because you have a big, you got a big game coming out next month.
oh,
So
yeah.
we need to get iRacing or any other LMU just had a big update too. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like AMS2 had a big update. So they're like,
just bought it.
you bought it.
Yep.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yep.
Okay, man. Let us know on the next episode, bro.
Hey, man.
Well,
I told you,
how's it going?
my Amazon cart, man, it's ready to go. I've been kind of being nice with the software, going to getting some deals on that, but that hardware is coming, man.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's fun. AMS2 is dope. AMS2 is fun. It has all kinds of different classes for you to go through, vehicle classes, and yeah, totally worth it.
Tons of tracks and stuff too. Yeah.
Track versions, years. But anyways, I'm excited for the next part. Jeff, we've been waiting.
Let's go.
Yeah, we have.
What? What was that, Bell?
Hey,
I love that.
Hey, man, I just had to give him a proper intro, man.
That was the Call of Duty, bro.
So, we've been putting this off for a while, but I've been here talking about my Solepec wheel for a while now, and we've been telling people, the listeners, that we've been going to do a quick, review, show it off, give my feedback to it. So, without further ado, my new good friend over here, uh, my
Ooh.
Solepec wheel. I just want to kind of talk through my experience with it. As Jason's going through his with his Asher wheel is so I reached out
That's beautiful,
to
by the way.
Solepec. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I just was like, "Hey, what's, the wait time or whatever?" And I think they said about 8 to 10 days and then it'll be in the mail. And they told me that if you get it from Solepec, they didn't tell me this, but they kind of insinuated it, that they build it for you. Like, they didn't
Mm.
have this wheel with the colors that I wanted, the knobs, etc. They built it, which was super cool. And then a couple days
Mm.
later, I'm looking at online, the wheel, just drooling over it, can't wait for it to get here. And I was like, hey, you know what? Like, I don't really like their button layout that they have. It just didn't wasn't where I wanted to put my buttons. So I just sent him an email. And this is zero use of the podcast here. This is just Jeff Smart emailing Solepec as a customer, right? And
Mhm.
was like, hey, I don't really care for the layout you guys have. Is it possible that you send me the wheel with no stickers on it? Don't put your stickers on it. Just send me the sheets that you normally send everybody else, and I'll put my own on to kind of do the layout that I had. And they're like, "Yep, no problem." So it gets delivered as it's supposed to be with nothing on it. But anyways, so some feedback is the reason I went with this wheel over all of the other ones is, first and foremost, it speaks to me. It just looks awesome. Like, when I see it in my rig, it makes me want to jump in the rig and spin laps, just because it's a cool, sexy looking wheel that I think I can drive the wheels off something with. The second is they stuffed a huge screen or monitor in here. Um, I think it's the biggest monitor probably on any wheel. I'm not sure I've seen a
I think so.
bigger
I think
monitor
so.
or a screen on a wheel.
It's a
Um,
5-inch display on there. That's big,
Yeah, I
really
That's
mean, it's
big.
crazy.
huge, right? So it's super nice. Everything that you want, as you're driving, is bigger there, so to speak, than at a lot of the other wheels. But comes with a standard quick attachment, but it's like you put a NRG, a quick attachment on
NRG,
there, dude,
bro.
and
Mm.
Nice.
I mean, I got
Carbon
the carbon
fiber.
fiber matches, but dude, like, that's that's
Sexy.
pretty diesel right there, right? For a sim racing wheel. That looks like
Yeah.
something that George Russell could take out of the wheel and put on, after he got out of the wheel coming in first place and some. So, anyways, super nice wheel,
George
carbon
Russell.
fiber, all. Yeah.
My man.
Um, but I'm not going to kind of give a full review, just kind of give some quick feedback on things that I think are super interesting and different from this wheel versus kind of a lot of the other wheels that I've seen around. But just a quick, super nice,
Oh,
crisp,
nice.
clicks of
Oh, nice.
the
Ooh,
buttons.
nice.
Very nice.
So you get good feedback there. But really, what I wanted to show is, first of all, I did my, shout out Daniel Newman, and Solpec hooked the brother up with a wheel so he could help us out. This was
Yeah.
my layout. You can see it like breathing there. The lights, I don't know if I can do it very well. But that was all me. I spent like hours trying to do this nice little fade in, fade out thing with the different lights set up. It does come with, it's a handful of ones you can pick, but I just wanted my color, the colors of the Mercedes. Yeah. And obviously
I think it looks sick, bro.
thank
Yeah, it
you.
looks
Thank
great,
you.
bro.
And obviously the lovely dashboard with your own graphic and, my name on there. Just kind of looks clean, looks like a wheel that would be in the Mercedes car. But
Yeah.
anyways, so
Yeah.
two things that I think are super cool. I just want to point out. So obviously you got your rotaries here. Um, but something that is super cool about these is this is a rotary, and you can see the lights going up and down that give you feedback of the way
Mhm.
you're spinning it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
also, when you push in and you can spin it again, that's a different setting.
It's a
Oh.
different input.
So you could go, brake bias, push it in, traction control, and same thing on this side. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
you've basically doubled your rotaries. And the same thing with these. You got a little light set up. I don't know if you can see it there as it changes, give you a little feedback. But then
Mhm.
also you can push in and turn, and it's a different setting. So it basically doubles your knobs, right? And just gives you more settings and what you can do with the
And
wheel.
and this is without Sim
Man.
Hub Remapper. If
Yeah,
we
this
put
is
Remapper on this, that's 4 times the buttons. 4
Yeah, that's
times.
crazy.
That is
um
insane.
yeah. So they all come carbon fiber with the the base, and there is
It's beautiful.
zero flex. You can hear with the high quality mic here.
Yeah, look at the cable, look at the connection. That's that
There's
secure, like, screwed in.
nothing. Yeah, you don't have to
Oh
worry
man.
about catching it. It's on on your knee or something, or on your rig as you're turning it. No, it's fantastic. I run, the normal, um, lovely dashboard dash on here, and these are also different buttons too that you got here on the side. It's got your standard buttons. It won't go if I was in the sim. I have my own, I had to make my own um, pit limiter, so everything flashes. It's I got my DRS. When I have DRS enabled, it flashes at me. Daniel Newman, please figure out a way to work with Solepec to get me get one of these, because you're going to do a hell of a better job than I am when it comes to putting one of
You
a
did a hell of a
profile
job
together.
though. Look at this wheel
Um,
looks,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I
that
took some
looks
time.
clean, man.
Like when I hit the
but it's a
ignition and
good
push button.
example, right? I mean, of how much
Mhm.
time it takes to
Yeah,
set up
perfect. Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
Exactly. One
Yeah, I hit the
profile for
ignition
one
button
wheel.
and it does like a little animation change, and then it fires up. Just oh, bro, it takes forever to do this stuff to make it look nice. So, Daniel Newman, it gave me appreciation for the work that you do to make us to hit download, install, update, and boom, we got like a solid
Definitely.
product. Took us 5 minutes, took you 5 hours. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Try to get your hands on one of these guys. Um, I, I'm not going to go into too much detail other than guys like it was expensive. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was cheap, but I look at my rig and I'm like, oh man, that it just speaks to me that I just am like, I just want to get in there and go. It's there's other wheels that are just as sturdy. This one just speaks to me. It has for a long time. Finally found a way to make it happen and pull the trigger. And it just when I get in there, it just makes me want to hammer down, right? Drive fast and brake late. But like Jason was saying at the
Hell
beginning of the
yeah, bro.
show,
Drive
um,
fast.
I did have a
Love
DDU
it.
on my rig. But now that I have such a big screen, you can obviously see I have taken my DDU off. Because I drive like 90% formula. So I try to just keep it realistic and keep this there and don't have the DDU. But with the biggest screen, it took me a little bit of time to
Oh
learn,
yeah, dude.
maybe a week or two, but it's amazing how fast. I found all I really cared about was the gear and the RPM with a formula race for the most part. Um,
Mm.
it's been a pretty easy transition losing the DDU to such a nice screen. But Solpec crushed it. Loved the wheel. Not getting any support or anything from them for saying it. Just a happy customer, and I love it every time I get in the rig. Um, it just speaks to me, makes me want to go fast and drive, and I get in there, prop the rig more because of it. So happy to answer any questions. If anybody got any questions on the wheel, my feedback, hey, leave a comment. Happy to comment back to you, and we can communicate, talk, and give a little bit more feedback. But yeah, just a solid piece of equipment here. Um,
It's
I'm in love,
gorgeous,
man.
man.
I'm in love with
Yeah.
it. In love with
Yeah.
it.
It looks like
So
a piece of
super
machinery
clean
for real.
looking
So
piece of equipment.
if I didn't have a CSX3 and I was shopping for a formula wheel, that's what I would buy. Hands down. I'm going to say it right here, right now.
Mm.
Because of that screen size. Most wheels come with a 4.3 inch display. And for some, that's not big enough, you know?
Yeah.
So having a 5-inch display dead in your face, it kind of rules out the DDU a little bit.
Yeah, I
However,
can
if
see
you
that.
change wheels, then that's a different thing.
Yeah,
But
and I think
Yeah.
when I do jump into a set of Corsa, with the Discord servers, it would be I do have to get a round wheel. Um, but I've thought about the DDU for that. I'm like, oh, would it be a pain in the ass to put it back on? But then I was like, with those cars, it's kind of cool to use the the gauges that are
Yes, the
already
end
in the
game.
car, in
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they actually have like, dials that move opposed to, RPM light and all that other stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of money. It's my, like Jason and I talk about, it's our trophy wheel.
The trophy
Proud of it,
wheel.
love it, show it off. Happy to talk to anybody that wants to talk about Solepec wheels because in my opinion, they knocked it out of the park.
And this is what I'm talking about. Jeff found what works for him. Don't
Mhm.
take our show or don't take anybody's YouTube video literal. Don't let anybody tell you what you need. You know what I'm saying? Find what
Mhm.
works for you and to set it the way you like. It's not, there is no right way or wrong. There's certain things, right? I'm going to tell you, get an 80/20 rig. If you don't, you're going to hate life. I promise. It's going to be difficult. But a
Mhm.
steering wheel or a screen or um, any peripheral accessory is not for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people have a different system. If you jump into my rig, you're freaking lost because my
Yeah.
buttons do all kinds of shit.
I
And
did,
then
it was definitely not one of the more popular wheels. There are
oh,
there
it's
are other ones
becoming,
out there.
bro.
It is slowly, especially with hearing that they were at the convention. So and hopefully this will help because it's an awesome wheel. They were quick turnaround. I don't mean to jump on the customer service portion that you were kind of alluding to, but it was hours, definitely not a day, not even a day didn't go by before I hear back from them. So
That's awesome.
uh,
That's how it
Mhm.
should be.
yeah, super,
Yep.
nothing but good things to say about the team at Solpec and the product. So
Or at a at the very minimum, just have somebody say, "Hey, we're really slammed right now. We're gonna get back to you. Just give us a day." You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
mhm.
Get
Acknowledge.
communicate. So some
Yeah.
It,
communication.
and to go back to weeks ago with Fanatec, that was the ultimate death sentence is they wouldn't even get back to people for weeks,
Yeah.
weeks.
So you're gonna.
Unacceptable.
I mean, it's the no call no show kind of deal. Once you do
Yeah.
that, you're done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So in a nutshell, but you honestly, Jeff, you made us a believer in the wheel because
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I was like, well, no, you don't really see it online. You don't really have it, people using it. But then after that convention, what is it, the APEC,
Yeah.
everybody was apparently raving over that wheel, and we heard it from himself, Mike the sim racing, from the sim racing
Yeah,
den.
he did tell us that was there. Yeah.
Michael Pagliaro came
Mhm.
on the show and said, "Hey, Solpec's actually kind of popular over there." You know what I mean? And a lot of people were raving off of it. So hopefully that gives them the drive to make
I think the
a
only thing,
V2. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
the only thing
Yeah.
that maybe turning people off is it's in their, like, they ship and make them in Turkey. Uh, Weird place. Like, I just would have never
Hmm.
suspected. And yeah, so uh I was like,
they're
hey,
showing up everywhere.
yeah,
Look at BST, Bavarian Simtech. That's
Yeah.
another company that's just came out of nowhere. They're a mom and pop shop basically. And the same thing. If you order a wheel today, because I looked at them, so here's a secret sauce. If the Asher comes back effed up again, Bavarian Simtech is the next contender. But then when I look, they're like, oh yeah, if you order a wheel from us today, is it takes us 4 weeks to build the
Ooh.
wheel. So they're hand
wow.
built as well. So a lot of those
That's nice.
companies are coming up, but you know what? I prefer that. Having something in your hands that was hand built
Yeah.
specifically for you, that makes it 1,000 more times more valuable and more special, my opinion.
And maybe it had the feeling that this one was being built for me, right? I ordered black, the knobs, the standard. I forget what they call it, the black and silver model,
Yeah,
but
you can't just buy this thing, you
yeah,
know?
they're like, hey, I was like, hey, no stickers. Yeah, okay, yeah, we won't put them on for you. Like, it was being built as I was talking to them, which is kind of cool, right? I mean, it just is. Now I can't speak that they do that for everybody. But maybe I was lucky, so awesome. But nothing but good things to say. Have you guys seen separately but related to wheels? There's like a community out there that builds their own wheels with like 3D printing and
Oh, is
some
it
circuit boards.
No.
It's kind of
I know
chirping at me. It's chirping at me to get into it. Soldering. I don't have a 3D printer, so
Pacarni Engineering,
yeah,
which
it's
is I highly recommend
they
because
give you like a parts list. You buy all the parts, a little soldering, a little 3D printing.
I just
Uh,
ordered one of their parts and I got the sticker. Um, it it's the Secure Con box. Did you guys watch the video I sent you guys? You know
I
what?
did.
This is some blooper after podcast chat that we're having that we're going on. We're going
did.
off track. You
I
did?
watched the video and I was like, man, Sim Magic keep catching strays in
Uh-huh.
Jason's videos, man.
Another Sim Magic product that I took off the rig, but nothing against them. Nothing against them at all.
Yeah.
At all. I have a wheel. It's embarrassing. I have a $300 wheel. That's a GT wheel. It works. And I had a $1,500 wheel that did not work. So convince me, please, when this thing comes back. I need a lot of convincing. I need a lot of love. I need a lot of, I need a
Yeah.
hug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I need a hug. So anyway, it's that time of the week. It is
Mhm.
track of the week. And
Let's
I
go.
am here to have the honor and pleasure. I can't remember the gentleman's name. Can somebody help me out with that? Who requested the Oulton Park. So thank you so much for that suggestion on our last episode. And we, as promised, honored the request, and you were the first one. Whoever you are, you know who you are. So we're going to get this going right away. I'm going to share my screen once again. Let's do this. Where are
I got
you?
a Scorpion 2.
Scorpion 2. Where's Scorpion 1? We need to find 1 first. But Scorpion 2, thank you so much for that suggestion. I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and you're about to learn. If you don't know, everybody stay tuned here. So we're going to get into this right quick.
Lay some knowledge on us,
excited.
buddy.
Yeah, man.
Let do it. So here it is. Oulton Park. That's a little, let me just adjust that. There it is. Okay, Oulton Park. Let me get my notes on this, and I will get that going right away. So, very exciting. So here's the take on this track, guys. It says located near the village of Little Budworth, just outside Tarporley in Cheshire. Oulton Park can trace its history back to the manor house which once stood in the grounds. Oulton Hall was the ancestral home of the Ergerton family. Local landowners from nearly 500 years who were made lords of the manor by Henry the Seventh. When the original hall was destroyed by a fire in 1715, guys, 1715, a brand new replacement was constructed with former parkland laid around it shortly afterwards, right? So over the years, building work and improvements were made, and the house contained a fine art collection. Then on Valentine's Day in 1926, it's just bad luck, bro. A terrible fire broke out, which completely destroyed the house. 6 people died when the roof collapsed, and then burning and building burned for several days. Damn, they didn't have fire trucks, I guess. They could reach them.
Yeah.
So severe was the blaze that it became the first fire in England to require the services of more than one brigade to extinguish it. Wow. So they had to send a whole armada to get this fire under control.
Armada.
Says the building sat in ruins in the years, so it kind of sat there burnt up, And then after the World War II broke out, the land was taken over by the military, of course. General Patton set up camp there, and in the run up to Normandy landings, and the heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Louis, who was by then a private in the U.S. Army. Look at the history on this track, guys.
Dude, even Patton was a racer, huh?
Dude, said gave demonstration bouts in the valley at Deer Leap to boost the soldiers' morale. So what remained of the old hall was bombed out of existence by the Germans, and war's end, and it got tore up, guys. That's basically what it's saying here. The land was returned to the Ergerton family, By then, it was covered with rubble huts and 12-foot roadway, and the last of which would provide the catalyst for the racing circuit. So, Oulton Park Circuit is a historic and iconic motorsport venue. It was built in 1953 on the Gray Ergeton family estate, which we just went over their history. It was developed by the Mid Cheshire Car Club to address a lack of racing circuits in
Mm,
northwest England. The track
okay.
quickly gained popularity with its challenging natural layout of undulating, terrain. So basically, messed up terrain from over the years and sweeping curves. Its inaugural event in 1953 featured a Formula 2 race won by Tony Roth. In 2004, Motorsport Vision acquired Alton Park, leading to extensive renovations and modern upgrades. Today, the 2.8-mile circuit hosts a wide variety of events, including the British Touring Car Championship and British Superbike Championship, maintaining its status as a premier destination for motorsport fans and drivers. So it's had a few changes, guys. You know, in
Mm,
1954, the track was just a year later after it was built, it was extended to 2.23 miles. And in 1955, it was further expansion brought the length up to 2.761 miles, and the current circuit now sits at 2.8 miles or 4.5 kilometers. Um, Again, we went over that it was once the grounds of a grand hall and even a military base during World War II. So there's a lot of history there.
yeah.
Alton Park is known for its natural, uh, basically uneven terrain, sweeping curves, and challenging elevation
Mm,
changes, making it a favorite amongst drivers. Well, you guys already know that they race super bikes there
mhm,
and a plethora of touring, British touring events. Let me see.
I think it's so cool to hear how World War II had such an impact on these tracks in Europe and vice versa, right? How the tracks impacted the war, right? You know, they had a whole
yeah,
like Patton bed down troops there at this track. That's I mean, it's just like living history.
yeah.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So if we're looking at the track, you guys see the direction, right? You see this corner right here, Old Hall Corner. So that was named after Alton Hall, which originally stood to the rear of where the circuit's first turn is now located. It was destroyed by fire, but an original stable block and the enclosed kitchen garden still stand beyond the
Mm,
perimeter of the circuit. And then if we continue over down to the lodge, which is back here, the lodge was named after the gatehouse and lodge, which still stands to this day as one of the new reminders of the main hall, often used by photographers as a backdrop. So they'll use that as kind of like,
mm,
That's
some
cool.
track acts. Yeah.
that makes sense.
So Fulston's Britain's chicane. So if we find that on the map again, where are you? Fulston's right here. Fulston's chicane, named after two men involved at different times in the ownership of Alton. John Fulston, who bought the Grove Wood circuits in 1986, only to be killed testing an Indy car at Silverstone the following year, and John Britton, one of the partners of Motorsport Vision, which they're, the current owners since 2004, who died following a battle with cancer in 2009. So a lot of stuff with this track. So I'm gonna cover two more turns here, or two more parts of the track. So Hilltop, or not Hilltop. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure it's Hilltop, named after the Superbike champion. It should be Hillslop, who died in a helicopter crash a short time before Alton's British Superbike round in 2003. Hislop, the reigning champion, has been expected to make his return to the series at Alton, which he had always considered his favorite track. The chicane before Knickerbrook, if I'm saying that right, Knickerbrook. Where's Knickerbrook at?
Top.
Right here, Knickerbrook was named in his memory in a special ceremony, which saw his 2002 teammate Stuart Easton ride Hislop 1992 Mance TT, winning Norton through a ribbon to open a new corner. Wow, it's crazy, bro. So on one final corner here, which is um, the same. Shortly before the circuit was created, Blaster Bates, a local explosive and demolition expert, was called in to remove 3 beech trees near to the area where the corner sits. After the third explosion, dude,
Don't cut them down, just blow them off.
it freaking blow them up, dude. After the third explosion, a couple were seen fleeing in some they were fleeing the scene like scared. Close inspection found a pair of ladies' underwear floating in the brook. Oh my god.
No.
Okay, sensors on. Stuck for a name. It's stuck for a name for the corner. Circuit organizers subsequently heard of the tale, so Knickerbrook was born. That's why
I
they
see
call
what they
it.
did
Oh
there.
my god, bro.
That's a cool story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So here's
Nice
the
history.
yeah. So you can see, you know, the different layouts and how things changed. And I guess
Hey,
I should have.
you know what's interesting talking about these tracks is, Jason, look at the green picture and look what's in the middle of the track.
Yeah, bro. This right
Another
here.
go-kart track.
Mm,
It's
I think we've
called.
done this is our 4th one, and 3 of them had some type of go-kart track.
Actually, Jeff, it says here, and I gotta look into this, but it says rally stages. Is that a straight up rally in there? I
Wow.
don't
That'd be
know.
a small ass rally.
But dude, look,
Yeah.
listen to how it goes down. You can go to the track, probably get some food outside, and then go fishing right here on the
Hell
lake.
yeah.
Catch some fresh water. Fresh water. Excuse me.
Little bass or something.
Hell
Little
yeah.
perch.
Some sea bass. You know. But yeah, that's Oulton Park. I'm going to share up another view on it real quick, just to give you guys a little more perspective. Let me just share that right here, right now. And where are you? See here.
That's a good flowing track. It's fun.
Oh yeah. And now we get to appreciate it more because we know what these corners mean. We
Yeah.
know yeah, so that's Oulton Park. Just wanted to give you a track overview and some of the history behind the track and why these corners were named after a couple they found there. Why are you exploding trees, first of all, scaring off people? I never
That's way better idea than cutting them down. I mean,
You
why
think
cut 'em
so?
down when you can blow the
How
shit out?
More
expensive
fun.
do you think would be the freaking? Well, yeah, it's fun
Ah,
too.
we sim race, so we worried about if that was the case, we'd be trying, playing, I don't know, Need for Speed or something.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna blow it up, and we need you to provide.
Hey, we got to
the
get rid of these
explosives."
trees. Call Mikey and bring the
Hey.
TNT over.
Call Mikey.
I'm telling you. Bring the TNT and the
Mikey,
whiskey.
no, Mikey.
Oh, that's the funniest thing I heard. In a
I
while.
know, right? Yeah, it's freaking total. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's episode. What a great episode today. Any round tables before we close this one? I don't have any.
No,
Yeah,
just as the
I-
holidays are coming around, guys, just want to, tell everybody happy holidays, enjoy some time with the family, and
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yep.
Don't forget
Family
to make time for the family, dude.
Yep. Family time, driving time. Gotta have balance. I'm trying
Amen.
to work on that myself.
And guys, there's been a bit of news cooking up. So I will let you know in the next episode what's coming up next. So please
Let's go.
strap in, subscribe, like, comment, and send us an email at the chicanepodcast@gmail.com. I need this weekly, please. Just kidding. Track of the week. Let us know if you beat us to it. If you beat us to the request, then we will honor that request. If not, then we will select the next track, which will be Eric. I think has his up next. So
I think it's me. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't think it. It is Jeff,
Yeah.
huh?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There will
So-
be a track of the week.
There
next
will be a
time.
Jeff, I guess you got it, bro.
I'll do. We got it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's a lot of fun learning because now I'm gonna go on track and I'm gonna start looking for these things that I just spoke about, which is kind of cool, right? So
Yeah.
to see how accurate the Sims are.
Hey, there was a tree there, but somebody blew the shit out of it.
Yeah, that's where they caught those people naked around this hill. And then I'm looking for it and I crash because I'm looking for something.
There you go.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here again today. Appreciate the time allotted. And to all you listeners and viewers out there, have a great start of your week. Thank you.